Hello, everyone. It's Melanie Warner here with Defining Moments Press. Today, we have Dr. Helene Bertrand. Thank you so much for being here. And Dr. Helene is actually one of our co-authors in this new book, The Unexpected Leader. So you can see it here, 11 Tools for Transformational Leadership. So Doctor, tell us a little bit more about your defining moment and how you came into this space.
Melanie, after the birth of my first child, I had 37 years of horrible back pain. Sometimes it would get better, sometimes it was not so bad, but at times it was incapacitating. And one day I was at a seminar with a friend of mine, Marie Ellen, who was a sports medicine specialist. And as I sat down, my back just jolted me. And I thought, oh my God. And I said, my sacroiliac joints are killing me. And he said, oh, come and see me. I'll do prolotherapy on you. I said, Prolo, what? But I was in so much pain. I would have tried anything. So he treated me with these injections of sugar water in my ligaments in my back. And I went there 3 months in a row. And after the third month, my pain was gone. I had no pain for a full year. It was wonderful. And I asked him, 6 months later, he told me, "Ah, well, I'm retiring." I said, you can't do this to me. What am I going to do with all these people who are suffering? And he said, oh, I'll teach you. And so he would come every Friday to my office and he taught me how to treat people with prolotherapy. But then I realized that there wasn't a hell of a lot of research on prolotherapy. And so I organized a research project, how to fix shoulders with prolotherapy. And I published that. And then I started dealing with just people who had pain because I was getting a lot of people with pain that were coming to be treated. And when I started doing that, I realized that I had to discover new ways to treat them. And this is what I did. And that's how I became an unexpected leader. For instance, I learned that and I invented this injecting mannitol, which is a natural sugar derivative. You could inject that around nerves. And immediately the pain would go. Like before even the needle was out of the skin, the pain would be gone. And so this pharmacist, Marilyn Kiriazis, who was looking at what I was doing, because a hell of a lot of people would come to observe what I did because they couldn't believe how effective it was. And Marilyn told me, like people don't like injections that much. I've never seen pain go away so fast and so completely, but people don't like injections. Why don't we make it into a cream? I said, sure, let's make it into a cream. And so we started testing different creams, and it took 16 different tries before we found one base cream that allowed the mannitol to penetrate and to reach the nerves and to shut them up, which is what mannitol does. And so then we created this cream, which we are now selling, and it's called QR cream. And
it is magical. I use it all the time. And I love the fact that it, unlike some of the other things on the market, it doesn't burn your skin. It doesn't have a lot of chemicals and things like that in it that actually are harmful to you. So it actually works really well. And it literally can stop the pain instantly. I mean, you've developed some incredible things. I'm a huge fan of what you're doing. I am curious though, with mannitol, this is because it is a sugar alcohol and a lot of people use it that are diabetic. So it's safe to use, right? For anybody, even if they're diabetic or somebody, if you're trying to avoid sugar, you're on a special diet. That's the other part is it doesn't, it doesn't affect that either way as well. It's not like actual sugar.
it's totally natural. You know that every plant and every mushroom has mannitol. So it's totally natural.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. So, and so tell us a little bit about your journey. So you were you're a doctor, right? You were a doctor for all these years. You developed these natural pain remedies that are natural modalities to healing, especially lower back pain, which is what you specialize in. So tell us a little bit about that journey and how you came to be where you are today as this unexpected leader.
Well, actually, I realized that a lot of my patients couldn't afford prolotherapy. It was expensive and time consuming. And I thought, I've got to find a new way to fix them. And at that time, I had joined the Canadian Association of Orthopedic Medicine and the American Association of Orthopedic Medicine. And I had as part of that association, I had to learn all my anatomy again very well. And once I knew my anatomy, I realized that we are the only animals in the whole world that don't put half the weight of their body on their forepaws. And so we're putting all the weight of our body on our pelvic bones. You can feel your pelvic bones. If you're sitting, you can put your hands on either side, you'll feel the top of them, and you're sitting on your pelvic bones. They're huge. And yet, low back pain that comes from there, it comes because the weight of our body is pushing the pelvic bones away from where they attach on the sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine. And that pushing away of the pelvic bones it makes them move in the wrong position. And unfortunately, those bones can't be seen because your hip joints are inside your pelvic bones as well. And those hip joints, every time your foot hits the ground, they jolt the pelvic bones. So that joint that joins the pelvic bones to the sacrum, the SI joints, that jolt makes the joints your body's shock absorbers. So, unlike any other joint in your body, instead of being smooth like all the other joints, they're full of bumps and hollows because they're absorbing the shock of your foot hitting the ground. And because they are so irregular, they cannot be seen with x-rays, CT scans, or MRIs. And because of that, I had to develop a way to find out in what direction and by how much these bones were displaced. And once I'd found that out, I did a research project where, knowing in what direction the bones are displaced, the treatment becomes self-evident. If they're too far forward, you push them back. If they're too far backwards, you pull them forward. So I did a research project on that, which has been published in Curious and Cureus. It's a medical journal. And when I did that that research project, I proved that 90% of all those with displaced pelvic bones felt immediate relief after a 2-minute corrective exercise. And
Wow. So a 2-minute exercise and this pain cream can actually stop lower back pain without narcotics, without prescription medications that can be addictive. We all know those are dangerous, and without surgery. That's remarkable.
and also save people from needing the services of physiotherapists, chiropractors, people who did acupuncture. All of these things become not necessary because people can fix themselves. And
So you have a special treat for our guests today where they'll have an opportunity. If you guys click on the link below, you're going to see that 2-minute exercise. You're going to find out how you can get your hands on some of this cream as well. And you're going to hear a lot more about Dr. Helene Bertrand's story inside the book. So this is a very disruptive thing in the medical industry. And I love the fact that you are a retired doctor from 55 years and now you have the ability to actually help heal people and show them how to heal themselves, which I think is such an important thing in the medical community. This is why doctors exist, to be able to help their patients, but it doesn't have to be this huge price gouge where you can actually heal yourself. And I'm sure that you're not very popular in that community where there's a lot of people making a lot of money off other treatments. This is a very simple treatment that anyone can do. So I love what you've done. I think it's amazing. And you guys can click on the link below to get access to that free, the 2-minute video, and show exactly how to do it to heal your own back pain, and also links to how you can get the pain cream. Now, before we wrap up today, would you share with us your story of what happened when you went to India? Because I love this story, and I think that our viewers would love it as well.
Well, they asked me to replicate they wanted to replicate my research project in India. So in order to help them teach them how to do it properly and so on, I flew to Kochi, India. I get to Kochi airport and the customs officer says, "And why are you here?" And I said, "Well, I'm here to start a low back pain research project." And he looks and he says, "Well, what you've got here is a tourist visa, and this is a business." I said, "No, no, no, no. I'm not making money out of this. I just want to start a research project." He says, "I'm calling my superior." So in comes this 6'2" uh, chief customs officer, and he says, "This is a business." I said, "No, in 2 minutes I can remove low back pain." He said, "2 minutes?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Wait here." So 5 minutes later, he comes back with this female customs officer dressed in a sari. And he says, "She's had 20 years of low back pain." I said, "But there's 100 people in this room. I can't examine her here." And he said, "Well, there's a little table in that corner." I said, "Okay." So the three of us, the chief customs officer and this woman and me, we walk over to the little table and I examine her back, and sure enough, her pelvic bones are totally displaced. I said, "Well, okay, this is what you do." So she gets into the corrective position and she holds it for 2 solid minutes because this is what you need to do. And then she comes up, she stands up, and she tests her back. She bends forward, backwards, twists her back, and then she says, "This is a miracle." The chief customs officer said, "Welcome to India."
I love that. And by the way, I mean, you're so much fun to talk to because you have so many different healing modalities. This isn't just this one thing with the low back pain. Like, you're just a plethora of valuable information for anything to do with health and pain management. And Dr. Helene is also an incredible speaker, entertaining speaker. Obviously, she has a lot of knowledge from the science side, the medical side, to the healing side. So if you need a speaker for an event or something like that, you can also reach out to her at the links below. And is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers today, Dr. Helene, about your journey or the book?
Well, actually, my favorite thing in the world is educating groups of people about natural, non-surgical, non-chemical ways to stop pain in their bodies. I can even show you how to create your own orthotics out of Kleenex and duct tape. I also I also have a corporate wellness program for your company so you can keep your morale high and your employees' sick days much less. And that's it.
I
That's
love it. And by the way, happy birthday. You just had a birthday recently, and you're in such great health that you and your husband and your whole family were able to go snow skiing in Canada where you live and have your extended family there. I've watched you climb up a mountain in Yosemite when you came out and we did an event together. I mean, it's amazing. You're just the picture and the epitome of great health. So I want to say happy birthday and congratulations on all that you do to help other people be the best version of themselves.
well, thank you, Melanie.
Absolutely. And all of you, thank you again for watching. Remember, we are during our launch process. There's special offers here that you can go and get these items. And you can also get the book for 99 cents for the ebook. The print book is going to be under $10. You have a special rate that you can do during this launch period only. So if you're watching this replay back, the pricing may be a little bit different on the book, but otherwise you have an opportunity to reach out to Dr. Helene, learn about this free 2-minute exercise that will literally change your life without, where you don't have to live with low back pain ever again. So again, thank you all so much for being here. If you want more information about how to write your own book or collab with us on another book in the future, you can also visit us at mydefiningmoments.com or click the links below. Thank you everyone for being here. Take care. Thank you, Dr. Helene. Congratulations on all your success, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.